but let's jump to the governor's campaign. Jim Morris is just part of a big announcement. They call it a major announcement this week, which is kind of unusual for behind-the-scenes stuff. But part of the announcement is that there are a couple of significant Democrats who are on the governor's steering committee. John Hillenbrand, who was once the nominee for governor, and Gordon St. Angelo, who was once the state Democratic chairman. That's bothersome, isn't it, to Democrats?
To who? To Democrats? I don't think so. I think, frankly, if you'd asked most Democrats whether they were Democrats, the answer probably would have been no. So it's good to know that they still label themselves that way. And most of who's on that list are friends of his over the years or colleagues he's worked with. There really aren't very many surprises on that list at all, and frankly, neither one of those are surprises.
This is all about fundraising, right?
I don't know. I mean, you look at a lot of the folks on that list, they're not necessarily fundraisers. It's a broad coalition of folks. It includes labor leaders. It includes former Democrat business leaders. One person said to me today, you know, you've had a Democrat primary going on here for about 6 months where they've tried to find who is someone that the Democrat business leaders, the labor union leaders, minority leaders can all agree on. Now we found that person. It's Mitch Daniels.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
You get it.
On there that, I mean, George McGinnis, Damon Bailey, you mentioned
Bobby
Plumb. I mean, and you mentioned who besides Gordon St. Angelo? What other Democrat?
John Hillenbrand.
Well, that's interesting. And the one I found, the Democrat that struck me as more interesting was Ann Nobles, who you don't have to go as far back in Indiana history, political history. She worked for Evan Bayh and was a member of his
administration. She also worked with Mitch Daniels at
right. Her husband happened to be a former Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in Indiana. So that one struck me as a little more interesting than Hillenbrand and St. Angelo.
Well, same question. I mean, we're already interested by this. Does it reach the public?
Going back to the same answer, I think that this shows a lot of momentum in the campaign at a point where it's 15 months out, 14 months out before the election. The governor's clearly got his act together. He's got a high-powered, well-regarded group of people to lead that campaign for him. I think that it says a lot about the organization and his direction going forward.